My name is Anna Hay, and I am the Director of Development, and I'm also an attorney. I am the daughter of a Mexican immigrant. My mother was born in Jalisco, Mexico, and she was born in the 1930s. She met my father, who is an Air Force veteran, who was born in Trinidad, Colorado. In 1972, during my mother's pregnancy with my youngest sister, my father died of a massive heart attack. Unfortunately, he had not filed any documents for my mother at that time, and there was still a process that was supposed to be done to legally permit her to be in the United States. So it's 1972 at that time, and my mother's the grieving widow of a veteran, and she is just trying to put her life together and figure out what life is going to look like for me and my sisters. When the law passed that required the I-9 to be completed for any new employee, my mother could not fill out the document because she was not a citizen, nor did she have any kind of green card or anything that would permit her to work in the U.S. She was able to find help to do her process so that she could get a green card. She got the green card as the widow of a veteran, and then when the first time that we traveled to Mexico, she and I traveled together to Juarez to do some grocery shopping. Now that she had her green card, I remember she was very proud of having attained the green card. And then as we were coming to the port of entry, I was looking at her card, and then when I put it down, or I handed it back to her, she turned to the official and she said American at the same time as she was handing him her green card. And that resulted in them pulling her into secondary and then taking her into an office. I was seated outside the office. I believe I was 11 or 12 years old, and I was seated outside the office, and I could hear a female officer from the office, the OFO office there, telling my mother that she had no right to claim U.S. citizenship, that she was not a U.S. citizen, and my mother kept telling her, "I'm sorry, it was a mistake." They cut up her new green card that same day. And then I didn't hear all of the other stuff that was said, but we left about 3 hours later, and my mom had some papers with her that she just stuck in her purse and said, "Everything's fine, don't worry about it." And she dropped me off when we got home, and she said, "I'm going to go to the church," because it was a Sunday. I remember that very clearly. When she went to the church that day, she took the documents to her priest, to her parish priest. What resulted that day was that they placed her into deportation proceedings, and those were the documents that she had, and she no longer had a green card, so she was under threat of deportation to Mexico for having made the false claim to U.S. citizenship. And he referred her to a brand new ministry of the Roman Catholic Diocese of El Paso, which is what is now DMRS. And if it weren't for the services of DMRS, then there's a good possibility that my mother would not have had representation in that deportation proceeding that ultimately resulted in her cancellation of removal and her receiving her green card back. You know, that was life-changing for me, and it kind of puts me right in line with the clients that we serve. Every time that we meet with a client, or that I hear another story of a client, I see my family there. My name is Anna, and this is my story.